this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out.
Nobody's giving up easy.
Not at this one. I'm pretty pumped about this show. I really am. I think
be on 3 flat tires, and I'll stay in it just because.
Heck yeah.
You got to get there,
Why
man.
not? Yeah. You never know what's going to happen in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. So, lots of big stuff happening in the month of August. We talked about that. We talked about the Budweiser Nationals. We've talked about Marion Creek Speedway. There's a lot of stuff going on. I did hear, and I think everybody here at the table heard that it's looking like Lebanon may get a show in before the season ends, or a couple.
It's good news.
I don't know. It's good for racing.
Yeah.
It's good for racing, so that's positive. You know, you hate to see tracks close. We talked about that a couple shows ago. You hate to see tracks close, and especially one that's got the history that Willamette does. Not sure how they're going to pull that off, given that situation out there, but I wish them luck. I hope they get it done. Interesting events going on there at that facility. I don't know what to say about it just because I've spent so much time there, and then, you know, to hear that it was closed and there's all these rumors going around. Anyway, best of luck to them. What I'm most focused on, Southern Oregon Speedway. The cars are there, the talent's there, the money's there, the fans are there.
We're there.
The whole, yeah, we're there. That's where we're at. That's my focus. That's where we're at, and it's going to be.
We're having a lot of fun this year. Yeah, it's just a fun place to go. It's really, really good racing. I've only been to a few other tracks, but I've got to say, I think this is my favorite one. As far as the action, the racing action, it's incredible.
It truly is.
And I love Bakersfield Speedway. I love Scott. We've done the tracks here as well. You know, Sunset and Lebanon and those ones. But man, I've got to say, this is my favorite one.
Well, just the way that it's racy. The way this track races is what sets it apart from 90% of the tracks in the Western region. You know, it's not just show up and horsepower your way to a win. Better have some talent in that seat. Mm-hmm. You got to race. You got to race Southern Oregon to win at Southern Oregon, and you're not just racing the drivers on the track. You're racing that racetrack as well. I'll tell you right now, with what Mike and those guys are doing with track prep, they're keeping everybody on their toes. Mm-hmm. You don't know what to expect. And I tried to tell that some of the guys coming down for the show, you know, the big money. What's a track do? What's it like? I said, well, it'll do this or it'll do that. It might do this here. It might do that there. You know, that's something that Gary and I we talk about a lot because we watch that kind of thing. You know, that's the level, our level of thinking in this racing game is watching not just what the cars are doing, but how that track is changing and making those guys do what those cars do. You know, we analyze that stuff. We talk about it a lot off the air.
Well, Gary's going to have a really good time down in Bakersfield then, watching the difference in the 2 nights of that racing surface and how it changes.
Yeah, the two-night show with the modifieds, that track's going to change a lot from day 1 to day 2. It's going to change a lot from day 1 to day 2, and you don't know what McCann and his crew are going to do. That's what I like about that place too, is keeping those guys on their toes. I mean, you show up at certain tracks, you know what that track's going to do. You know exactly how it's going to change. You know when it's going to change based upon the weather. Not with SOS.
No, you notice what the track did this last weekend.
Boy, that cushion up top, the top side, and
think about the temperatures too that we're
going
into. And
right.
As the
temperatures
dropped off, it was hot, but it dropped off a little bit, but that track stayed there.
It did. The track they gave, that was a great racetrack for everybody, no matter what tires you were on. It was very racy surface, and then they're very good at what they do down there with that. No dust. You know, you don't see a lot of dust. And you think when you're going into a track where the temperature is 98 degrees, you're going to have dust. Very, very minimal down there. That's one thing that I really like about that track too, is You'll hear
the
those.
type of clay they have. There's something different about
It is
that.
some of the weirdest clay that I've ever seen on a racetrack. That stuff is strange.
Yeah, because even when they're out in the dry, out in the center, and they spin out there, there's not a lot of dust associated
There's not,
with that.
but it's just you look at the clay when they're watering, and you go down after the features and you walk on the track and look at it. And this is like, man, this isn't what I expected. Pretty strange racing service down there, but they get it done. It makes for awesome racing. We're going to see a lot of that over the next couple weeks. Then we move into the championship nights, and there's some championship points races going on that are close. A couple guys right now I think can wrap it up. You can call your title your champions in a couple divisions, but there's a couple right now that are so close. Those are the ones I'm going to watch closely because over the next couple of weeks, it's going to be bumper to bumper. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody moves somebody. I mean, that's
fun.
It is. It's racing. That's what goes on. But
I got the perfect song for you to play between races.
So, I'm looking forward to getting Marion Creek Speedway opened up and having everybody come out here for a day of racing with karts and dwarf cars. And I think what we've done with this place is going to interest a lot of people. It's going to bring people. I will tell you, I have had kart drivers, whether Speedway or Cage, contact me from Tacoma and Sacramento. And I'm not kidding you when I say that. I mean, it's just a constant barrage of messages and questions coming in on the Facebook page. It's almost to the point where I just want to turn my phone off sometimes. But we are just a couple of weeks from getting out there and doing it for the first time on Marion Creek Speedway, and we're going to make sure things are good to go with our invite when we bring everybody in and turn them loose to simulate some races before we actually go racing.
Live feed.
Oh, we will. We'll definitely do live feed for that.
Oh, yes. I'm sure I'm going to be behind the camera on that one.
Everybody that wants to, we're going to release the final information about that coming up, about the invite and about our first race. Invite, I will tell you, will be a closed deal. That will not be open to the public. That is going to be a closed deal, private test and tune, and those drivers are going to learn just as much about that track as we will, as owners and crew. And that's what that's all about. We're gonna be watching what the track is doing. They're going to be learning a lot. It's going to be. I'm actually excited about this. I am. I'm excited about this because the sooner we get that done, the sooner we can schedule a race or two before season comes or ends and the rains get here. But you guys want to stick around and watch that Facebook page, Marion Creek Speedway on Facebook. Go like it. It's blowing up. I think we've had it up for 2.5 days, and it's almost 500 likes already. And and it's people all over the country. People I don't know, all over the country. So it's been fun.
You had a message. Gosh, I can't remember where they were from, but can't wait to tear it up. And
yeah,
I don't know if was it out of state.
No,
or was it just
no. That driver was from the
but
Oregon coast somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's right, Waldport.
Could have been, but we'll talk about that. Zach, he's hitting me up on the chat line here. Zach Nelson made some donuts Saturday night in the modified. The 26 modified. Zach had a hard night. He had a tough night. It's all part of the learning process, though. When you start going from the little cars up to the big cars with more power, and the tires don't change that much. I mean,
Yeah.
you got it. It's those cars are harder to drive than they look. The G60 tire is a junk tire. There's nothing good about that tire. I mean, it's for what it is and what they use it for. It's not a good tire, but it is what it is. Everybody's on the same tires. Zach will get it down. Lots to learn. We start messing with those type of suspensions when you're coming from the little cars, the Hornets up into the modified ranks. He'll get it figured out. I don't even know what chassis he's in, but it's a big change.
Huge.
Big change, and I wish you the best, Zach. I hope that you get some more seat time here in the next couple of weeks and get out there and turn her loose, let her ride. It's going to be fun to watch that as well because she was awful loose on him Saturday night. He went around a couple times, but had his hands full. That's what learning is all about.
That's right.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm pumped about the next couple of weeks. We're all ready to go. Steering broke. Well, that makes it hard to drive a race car, Zach. That makes it hard to drive a race car. Anything else you guys want to hit? I am shot, you guys. I want to know what you guys, anything you want to say before we close the show? We'll do a short show tonight, hour and a half.
I just can't wait till this weekend and the following weekend. I'm excited.
This is the time of year where it's the big shows now. We're at the later part of the season. For us, it's the Cottonwood, it's the R. Charles, it's the Budweiser Nationals Championship nights. This is the part of the season that I get excited at the beginning, and then at the end it's bittersweet because you're excited. You got the big stuff going on, and then you know it's coming to a close. And we're not far away from that. But I do know once the race season ends, for us, Moxie's last show will be at the Budweiser Nationals. We come home, Sandy and I are home a couple of days, and we're back on a plane to Kona. I'm out of here. I'm out of here to relax.
Yep. Fly back home on Sunday. I was looking at my work schedule, and I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we fly out on Thursday.
Yep. And then Dave, he's heading for the Philippines, and
it's about as far away I can get.
He's going to the Philippines. So we're heading for. And I don't know if you've got your ticket for Hawaii yet, Gary, but you might want to look into that because there's a chance you might be living over there pretty soon.
There's going to be some.
I'll show you way around the island. I know that island very well, the big island.
I spent some time over at the Hilo racetrack over there, so.
Yeah. And I can see you over there. It's
You look like the Hilo side kind of a guy, though.
Just for racing.
We go over there, and we spend some time at this place called Uncle Robert's, and there is every type of person you can imagine over
It's
there.
one huge party on Thursday nights.
From hippies to old people to young people to babies but there's food booths and there's
Will do, Roy.
dancing and live music, and it's just a big, gigantic outdoor party that happens.
It's huge. It's awesome. We're going to do that on our trip.
Yeah.
We do it every time. But, hey, guys, I want to say thanks for listening. We do appreciate you here at West Coast Wide Open. Again, if you have any thoughts on advertising, promoting your company to your racing community, we can help with that. Let us know. We'll be glad to help out. And if you want to be part of the Budweiser Nationals broadcast, hit us up, message us through Moxie Media Promotions Facebook page. We'll get right back to you and put something together for you. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next Wednesday night right here from the studio. And if you're at Southern Oregon Saturday night, we'll see you right down there. You guys have a great week. Thanks for listening.